The Daily Wire, prominent right-wing media company, will stream all of its shows on Twitter starting May 30th, aiming to expand its audience. According to Daily Wire co-CEO Jeremy Boring, the overwhelming amount of positive feedback from our advertisers and audience signals tremendous opportunity. The move comes as conservative media personalities increasingly turn to Twitter, seeing it is the platform that refuses to engage in content censorship based on politics. Former Fox News host Tucker Carlson announced bringing his program to Twitter, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis plans to formally announce, obviously we know that, the Daily Wire multimedia content featuring fire-breathing conservative commentary covers politics, pop culture, and entertainment. Matt Walsh apparently, who on his YouTube channel was saying he was making around $100,000 a month, and he had something that he put about the trans or the drag shows he was going against, that he got a strike, and he says, you know what, if this is what you guys are doing, we're moving away from it. So what are your thoughts about Daily Wire choosing to take all of their talents, big names, Shapiro, Peterson, Candace Owens, Matt Walsh, they got a lot of good guys there, to Twitter?
Huge, massive. Look, it cannot be overstated the importance of this move right now. And DW was ahead of the curve with a lot of this stuff because they started doing, their full video podcasts. And you want to talk about Daily Wire, for me, as somebody that is sort of, looking to venture into the video podcast space now, I look at a Candace Owens podcast as like, this is what a video podcast should look like. This is what it should be. This person is on point. She looks fantastic every day. It's culturally relevant. It is all of these different things. So when you take these things and put them on Twitter as the full video element, what this is saying is that Twitter and Elon Musk's moves, remember, the new CEO of Twitter, Linda Yaccarino, what did she do before that? She was head of ad sales at NBC Universal. Yep. They are turning Twitter into a hub for video content, and they have not even started to talk about how they're going to be monetizing that yet outside of subscriptions. And so this is what I say, and I was saying it to one of your guys before you came to do the podcast. On Twitter, it is not going to be enough to just say shit in order to get a following at this point nowadays. Like maybe you could have before, maybe a little bit right now. Yeah, you can just hop on Twitter and start saying things. This is going to become a platform for high quality video content for people that know how to articulate themselves on camera, for people that know how to put that video content out there. And we talk about the decline of cable news, and we talk about the fact that Matt Walsh cannot say factual things about quote unquote transgender youth on YouTube without getting completely demonetized on YouTube. Twitter is the new platform. So they're ahead of the curve. They were ahead of the curve 2 years ago when they started creating and producing these podcasts. I did Candace's podcast a couple of times back when they were doing sort of the panel format, and then they kind of switched it to where it's just her. And I think that format works a lot better. I think it's a lot stronger. But I think this is a seismic move.
Tom.
I think, and I just looked up something here. I want to grab a couple dates. I think the move of her going to Twitter is as big as when Sheryl Sandberg went to Facebook. Mm-hmm. Sheryl Sandberg is not credited with making Facebook ad business. She's credited with making Facebook profitable. It was unprofitable until she got there, and she put the ad business and the associated monetization programs in place. And she did so without diving in and changing what was on Facebook. The product guys were the product individuals were responsible for that, led by Zuck himself. And I think that that's what's going on here. I think that she's looked at it. This is how they're going to monetize it. And that, Elon Musk knows what he wants to do with the product. He knows what he's adding to the product. And I think he's been pretty sensible about it. So I think this is as big as Sheryl Sandberg going to Facebook in 2008. She made the company profitable in short order, and then they put her on the board of directors in 2012.
Well, let me just give kudos to you, because this bleeds right into the previous story, which is, speaking of Meta, Facebook, Twitter, everything that you're talking about, Linda Yaccarino and Sheryl Sandberg. The story from Fox Business is reports of Instagram making Twitter competitor prompts comment from Linda Yaccarino. You've said you've been very critical of Facebook, where basically all they do is just copy what their competitor's doing or buy their competitor, and they just make something different or improve upon it. And that's essentially what Instagram, they're like, holy shit, Elon's onto something. Linda Yaccarino, the new CEO's onto something. We're just going to follow in their footsteps, which basically bleeds into the previous story. Cable news is dying. Everything's going on to digital media these days. Everything's going on to YouTube, Facebook, Meta. It's like the writing's on the wall. And And Elon Musk is essentially leading the charge here.
It's been there. And let me make a point about Facebook. I think that a lot of people, Facebook is seen as stodgy and old and irrelevant, whatever. So I've got about closing on 500,000 followers on Facebook. I do videos on Facebook every single day. The ad revenue that you can make as an individual solo creator from Facebook videos, people have no idea. All right, people have no idea. And the reason that I'm so excited about Twitter as a creator, because if I could be making those Facebook numbers as myself, me personally as a creator, if I can be making those numbers on Twitter, game on.
Without risk.
Without risk. Without risk. Without risking. Yes, that's a good point, because there are certain things that I cannot say on Facebook. There are certain topics that I cannot go into on Facebook. But it's a huge deal.
Linda Yaccarino, game on. Everything we need to know about Instagram's Twitter clone due this summer. I love that.
This is great. Just game on.
I love that
competition.
Answer. Yeah, I love that answer she gives right there.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.